Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. I hope you're all having a great day so far. Today is kind of a Valentine. Well, it is a Valentine's. I don't know why I said kind of, because that's what it is. It's a Valentine's themed live that I have today. Hi, Shelly. Good morning. Morning where I am. Where are you? Shelly. Hello, Sunny. It is nice to see you again. Hopefully you got your order with your prize by now. You should have, I think. Hopefully. And hello, you are in SK. I'm guessing that's Saskatchewan? Is that Saskatchewan? Or are you in the United States? Thinking of Canada. All right, today I'm going to be using the Studio Light. It is called the Love of My Life collection. I did, and I love it. Oh, I'm glad, Sunny. Hi, Karen. I hope you're having a wonderful Friday. Again, I miss you, and I hope you're doing well. But yeah, you know what? We'll just jump into it. I do want to say before I get anywhere, this is going to be another kind of wing it live. Last week I kind of did that. Yes, Saskatchewan, love ecstasy crafts. That makes me glad. Yeah, I'm just going to kind of wing it today, do some crafts with you all. Hi, Janet. Hi, Deanna. I do have your prize still on my desk. So whenever you put your order in, Deanna, you will get your prize. That you won, I think it was 2 weeks ago now. All right, so I'm going to show you the product I'm going to use first. I don't have anything done. I do have a card that I quickly mocked up that I was like, what am I doing on my live today? I do not know, but we will figure it out. So I'm going to flip my camera over and show you this collection. This was supposed to come in December, but it came in last week. So this is not sitting under new product, but it is a new product. You can find this. This is available on the website. It is all in stock, all the items I have. I'm going to flip my camera over. And it is a small little collection. It is at a great price. I think the paper pad itself is under $10 American. So I think American or Canadian, that will be around $11, maybe a little bit more. But yeah, it's an 8x8 paper pad. I'll flip through this first because I think this is my favorite part of the collection. If you know me, you'll know I love pink, my favorite color. So these papers are my favorite. They are single-sided. The paper weight is 170 GSM. So it is definitely thick enough for you to use as a base if you wanted to use this for a card base. There are, I think there's 4 of each. Nope, there's 3 of each paper design. I'll flip through them here for you all. And then what I like is at the back, if I can get through all of them, you have your solid colors as well mixed in with your patterned papers. So there's also 2 stamps part of this. This nice script stamp and the kind of border stamps. These definitely are very generic, so you could use it not just for Valentine's Day. And same with this stamp, especially the rose, could be used for any time. I'm going to try and do something different for this project that I haven't done before. This adorable little tag die that's got a rose, flower of the rose, and then the branch. So you can die cut that in green and that in red. And connect the two, there's a love die and a nice edger die. Then this is one of my favorites that I'll be working with. This is the envelope die. And then this little window stencil. The rose is beautiful, Deanna. Yes, it is nice to have a mix of patterns and solids because it is hard to find a solid to match. That is a very good point. I will just show you what I mocked up. It's not done by any means, but this is what I think I'm going to mock up and do with you guys to start, and then we will get into something else. So I guess you don't really need to see me layer the paper, so I can start with this. This is, I cut this to 5 3/4 inch by 4, and then all my sizes under were an 1/8 of an inch under that. So I used the solid red to kind of bring out the dark reds from here. And that paper pad, I do have quite a bit of scrap left from. I still have all of this left from what I've used. So I could get the second card out of the other half of that. And then I even have this that I could use for something else. Can't wait to see the envelope die. Yes, so we are going to start with that. I did it in white, but I think it's just too bright for what I want. So I think I'm going to do it in... I also tried, I have this mocked up, so I'll show you. I did do it in craft as well, but I didn't like the brown on it. And sometimes you've got to do it 3 times to find the perfect envelope color. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I've made 2 that I wasn't completely in love with, so I'm going to find another color. I think I'm going to use a light pink. So I'm going to grab my paper pad. And I think I'm going to use this light pink color. Maybe not, actually. I don't know if I like it with that. Because I could... Gosh, decisions. Maybe I will stick with the white because the inside will be white. No, I'm going to do the pink. Right? Does that look... No, that doesn't look good to me. We'll do this. I think this rose one will look good. You guys will notice that in my live. I flip back and forth many times to figure out what I like. So this, I'm actually going to move these pieces aside. I'm going to take my die that I have open, and I'm going to just use the envelope die. And since this is quite large, I am going to cut it down because I have a smaller die cutting machine, so the 8x8 won't fit in it. So I'm just going to trim this. My little go-to embossing machine. You guys haven't seen, I've been uploading a lot of videos lately. I'm trying, we'll see how long this lasts, but I'm trying to film a short little video, like a 2 to 3 minute video, even less if I can, to post every week for you guys to watch. Nothing like I'm doing on my Friday lives. It'll just be a quick little tutorial. So you guys can watch those if you ever need more inspo. Okay, now this does kind of create some score lines, as you can kind of see. So I'm just going to fold along those lines. And then I'm going to take my Barely Art Glue. I'm shocked there is a lid on that or the pins in it because I am notorious for leaving the pins out of my glue bottle. But they still work great, so... So I'm just taking the glue along the one edge and then folding it up and just making sure I'm applying a lot of pressure because that's what makes it stay. And then I do want to make sure that there is still a gap inside. I don't want to glue it all the way down. Otherwise, I can't put anything inside. Then I did die cut out of the larger one. I did the red, and that is the same red that I used for the border that came in the 8x8 pad. And then this is the script paper. I did it sideways, and then I realized I wanted it landscape after, so I have a landscape and a portrait one. I just wanted to make sure that the writing was straight up. Otherwise, that'll look a little bit funky. And before I do any gluing, I am going to take the sentiment from this pack, and I'm going to stamp it on here. Now, there are tons of, oops, oh, sorry, I thought my computer froze, and I thought I was losing you guys for a sec. But there's lots of different little sentiments that you could add to the inside. So, got to find my stamping platform. Here it is. And I'm going to stamp it on this. I have a feeling I might need to put tape. I don't know if my stamp will be too big. Nope, that'll fit perfectly. So I just want to make sure my stamp's not going off the edge. Now, I was debating this earlier. I don't know what color I want to do. Either I do a dark red or black. What do you guys think? Do any of you guys have any ideas? Should I do a dark red or black? If I do, using my two options, I'm using the VersaFine, the Glamorous or the Strawberry. If I end up using red, I'm just going to try and see what red. I guess I should open up. Black. Okay, Sunny, thank you. You made my life a lot easier. I'm going to use black, and I just re-inked this ink pad, so I might have to do 2 stamps. All right, and I will do a second one. I am just going to clean that off because I do know that my Studio Light stamps, I normally should give it a quick rub over because sometimes there is a film. At least my last one that I opened, there was a film on. So if you ever do notice your stamp's not stamping perfectly, just give it a quick clean. Sometimes through the process, dirt can get on it, or something from the manufacturer. They sometimes have a little bit of a film on top. All right, perfect. Now I'm going to glue this onto the base I made. So it's kind of a card on top of a card, which I think is really cute. Also, if you had any animals, if you had like an animal stamp or die, it would be cute to have it look like it's delivering mail to someone. With the little envelope die. All right, so now I've got my little mini card. I'm going to map it out on here. And I think I want it a little bit crooked like that. Okay, so first I'm going to glue the card inside of the envelope, and I think I'm just going to add some glue in there. And do it crooked, but I want to make sure none of the words are getting hidden. It's glued down enough. Now I'll just glue the back. Actually, let's remove this glue. You guys are going to see this another thing. Oh, I'm changing my mind. I think I might actually 3D this. Flat. Yeah, I think I'm going to pop this up with 3D foam pads. So glad I didn't go too crazy with the glue there. Grab my hunky-dory squares. I always hate having to put adhesive on pretty paper, but it's always worth it. Actually, the nice thing about this not being double-sided is I don't have to feel guilty for covering or using, having to decide what paper I want. That's always the hardest. Okay, perfect. I'm glad I did that. I think giving it a little bit of height makes it pop a bit more. Now, up here, I definitely need something. I was thinking either adding rhinestones. Another idea I had was the heart dies. I'm not going to do this on camera, though, if I do this idea in the future. Taking these heart dies that come in that envelope die set and adding a bunch of them up here. That's going to take too long to do on camera, so that's a no. Thank you, Shelly. I think maybe I'll try a bow and see if I like a bow up here. So I'm going to grab my bow maker. And I'm actually going to add a bit of double-sided tape onto it. I wish this had a grippy on the bottom. I could probably find a way to DIY my own grippy, but for now, I just take some tape, double-sided tape, and messily, double-sided is very hard. Karen agrees with me. Take that off. It doesn't have to be perfect enough, just so it doesn't move on me. And then I'm going to place this down. And I have a 2-peg gap that is that, or sometimes a 1-peg gap. Those are my go-to sizes for bows for cards. I have some different ribbon here. I'm just going, I think I'll probably end up going with the red. I wasn't a fan of the pink earlier, so I should just trust my gut. And I'm going to trim this off. If you have not used a bow maker before, it is game changing. It is also very easy, especially once you do it once. Trust me, you'll realize, oh, this is much easier than it looks. It's just hard because my fingers are trying to get in the way when I'm showing it to you. That it maybe looks a little bit more complicated. But for this bow, I'm going to do 2. It's my go-to, so I'll just wrap it around twice and then adjust my length to make sure I have enough on both hands. Then I'm going to go left over right. Then with what's in my right hand, that's just going to be tucked underneath, brought on top, and all I'm going to do is tie a knot. And I just want to make sure my knot's in the middle of my bow. And then when I do this, this is a pretty big tip that I have for most people, is if you're going to leave it in here, don't take it out yet. Pinch the middle where you just tied that knot and pull your legs up. You can pull it down or up, but make sure you're pulling them both the same way. If you'll ever notice, sometimes when you're making a bow, the legs are sticking out different ways and it's all wonky. This makes a huge difference. While it's tight in there, pull up on both of your legs and they will be going the same direction. Then while it's in here, another tip I have, trimming the ends. I always like to do them diagonals, and it's much easier to do when it's in here because it's got some of that resistance when I'm pulling against it. And you have the perfect bow. Then what I'm going to do is, I realize I have it upside down, so now you can see it's an even better bow. I am going to pull this apart. You can see I've got my 2 bows, just pull them a little bit, make it look a little bit bigger. And then I don't think I have a sticky spec sheet in here, but I think that would be super cute there. I normally use sticky specs to adhere this down because I find, oh yes, I do have some. I find it holds it best. I've used glue, I've used foam pads, I've used tape, and the sticky specs always hold the best. So if you don't know what sticky specs are, it's a bunch of teeny tiny, probably won't be able to focus because they're so small, teeny tiny little adhesive dots. And they're very strong. So what I'm going to do is place my bow, put pressure on it, and then I'm just going to peel it up. Then on the back, you can see the adhesive is on there. I might actually go down a second time to add more adhesive because I want to make sure it really holds on. There, I've got some more now. Put that in the middle, pull my bow apart, and just kind of place all the layers where I want them. All right, so that is the first card. It's kind of looking a little washed out, but that's okay. I am actually going to add some rhinestones still because there's no sparkle on there. And if you know me, I like my pink, I like my sparkle, and I like my gold. So I'm going to find, I've got these red enamel dots, or I have these red sparkly rhinestones. I also have these hot pink ones that are not going to work. Oh, and these pearls. Deanna, voila. That is so cool. I've never seen a bow maker. Yes, it is amazing. We have, I think right now we just have the hunky-dory ones if we have any in stock. If not, we do sell out of them quite frequently. So if there is no inventory, don't worry. We will definitely be getting more in. But yeah, these also I should show you move so you can make some larger and some itty bitty tiny little bows. But anyway, pearls. I might do the pearls because I feel like it'll tie in the white and the kind of green that's in the envelope. So I'm going to grab my Studio Light hook tool. I think this is sold out, but this is my favorite. I didn't have any to buy of my own, so I stole, that's too big. I stole the work one. Dennis doesn't know that, so it's okay. He doesn't watch my Friday lives, so he doesn't know that I have one of them at home with me. But yeah, the hook I find, especially with the rhinestones, you'll notice, oops, it stuck my finger now. What I do is I just underneath pick it up and then I can place it easily. All right. Oh, you know what I didn't do that I might see if I can just tear it if I didn't glue it down. No, it's not going to come off. Okay, I want to add a heart in the middle. I'm going to do that quickly, uber duper quickly as I can. Grab my die cutting machine. Do this super fast. I'm doing the bigger bow. There are not bow, hearts. There's 2 heart sizes that come in the die, and I'm doing the larger one. I know. I always see something like, oh, I could add this and add that, and then by the end of it, I've got way more than I need, but I never know when to stop. Okay, make sure I don't lose that die. Okay, my card. Now I'm going to find my wax tool. This is another tool from Studio Light. It comes clear. I added some gold glitter inside because, like I said, I like my gold and I like my sparkle. So I'm actually going to find it easier just to add some glue in the middle of my envelope and place this down. This tool also works great with the rhinestones. But I do have specific tools for specific things, especially when you work at a craft store. It's easy to find a bunch of things that's like, oh, that would work so well to do this. Yeah, this is the first finished card. Could always go back in and add. Now, this is when I don't know when to stop. This is what I said. I'm always like, oh, I could add that, and I'm doing it. I have to, though, because if I don't now, I'll do it later anyway. There, I just added 2 at the top. It needed something. Okay, now I'm done. I'm putting it down. So that was the first one. Okay, now I think I'm going to do a stamping one, and I'll see if I end up coming back to another die cutting one. But I do have kind of a vision in mind using this rose stamp. So I'm going to put that away. I grabbed watercolor cardstock and my stamp. I will use that stamp later. What I am going to do quickly though is just clean this off and let it dry because I'll probably end up using this sentiment again. And then I'm just going to quickly wipe my surface because I'm going to be doing some inking. This will be a bit messy, so I did not wear the right sweater. It's got white, but lots of colors. Hi, B. Haven't seen you in a while. You are late, but that's okay. You've only missed 1 card. I'm doing another one now. Oh, thank you, Deanna. And Sunny, everyone's saying fabulous card. Super cute. Thank you. Okay, where did I put these? Okay, these are little acrylic stamping blocks. I'm going to take my baby wipe because God knows when these were cleaned last. And just make sure that there's nothing like black or dark on here because I don't want that. I'm going to close my glue bottle because I am going to lose that pin. Okay, so I have lots of Valentine's themed colors that I'm going to play with. I'm going to start with a light color. So I think I'm going to do the, I might actually, Tattered Rose. Let's do Tattered Rose first. So what I'm going to do is take my acrylic block and my ink here, and I'm just going to stamp on my ink pad, grab some water, and I'm going to add this. Now I'm debating, do I want more water? No. And start in the corner. So I'm just adding some splotches of ink. And I'm going to do that with the same color in the other corner. Stamp. And I'm going to spritz water. Even it's going to go on the paper, but that's okay because when you add water to your paper and then ink on top, it actually disperses more. And I didn't have enough water actually last time, so I'll do more this time. And this will be good little base color because it's nice and light. Can't really see it on camera, but I'm going to quickly dry it. Okay, next I'm going to just wipe that off and grab a little bit of a darker color. So I think I might do, let's try the Victorian Velvet. I'm going to try not to add too much this time because I did add a lot last time. Spritz it with water. Make sure I got enough. And kind of add in some other colors. And then the reason I'm drying between is because if you don't dry, your colors will blend in together more. And I kind of want the different colors to stand out. I don't want it to all blend. Oh, Deanna's saying that her parents were born in Saskatchewan. That's pretty cool. I don't know anyone who's actually even visited Saskatchewan, so that's pretty cool that your parents were born there. All right. Let's dry this again quickly. Okay, now I want more pink. All right. This is also the first time I'm doing this, so this could end up terrible. We'll figure it out together. We'll see, though. I have faith in myself. Okay, add some water. Let that drip a bit. Trying to get that to mix in more. And we'll do it over here this time. Then I'm going to go in with, let's do worn lipstick. And I'm just going to wipe that off because I don't want to mix my ink colors by accident. I'm going to go a little bit more with that. I'm going to try and see if it'll drip a bit. There we go. Got some drippage on here. It's a bit more spread out, and I'll put that in the middle a bit more. And there's still some left, so let's do the top. A little bit left there. And I actually will dry that quickly. It's a bit of a questionable start, but sometimes those are my best projects. So I'm still going with it. I think I only, let's do the worn lipstick again. I have some other, look, I've got lots of ideas of what I think I'm gonna add on to this. Don't go anywhere yet. Okay, again, I kind of liked how it did that drip. Mix it around on here. And let's do another one in the center because I really like this color. Whatever's left on here, down there. Okay, I feel like I need one more color and then I'll be good. I might do, I have a red, but I think I'm going to do the festive berries. And I will actually wipe this up again. So this will be the last color I'm going to add on. We are with you to the end, Emily. Well, I'm glad. Thank you, Shelly. Okay. Do I want more red? No, I'm just going to do a little bit. Do little small amounts of that. Don't want a lot of this red. I just want a little bit to pop. And I'm pushing as hard. I'm pushing a little bit lighter because I'm now realizing that it adds that color a little bit more and concentrated, not so spread out. But I can always go back in like I am now again and spread it a bit more. All right, I feel like that's good enough for now. I'm going to dry this up. All right, hopefully that's dry enough for stamping. All right, I'm going to close my ink pad so they dry out. Then I do have an idea for something which is kind of similar to what I did in a video. I'm going to grab my stamping platform. And I might do my flower like in the corner here and my sentiment up there. So I'm going to grab my flower. I've never done this technique either, so we're going to do it together. So I'm using the reverse side of it. So this is the detailed side. This is the stamp side that's supposed to stick to, Emily, do you store your ink pads upside down? I don't. I probably should, but I don't. But yeah, I don't, Sunny. Or Shelly, sorry. Okay, so again, this is the side that sticks, that's supposed to stick to your stamping platform, but I'm doing it different. I'm going to use that side down. Actually, no, that won't work. Never mind, disregard. That won't work because I'm realizing reverse when I go to stamp it the other way, it'll be reversed. So disregard what I just said. But we're going to do, what color do I want to stamp? I was thinking of doing a red and then coloring it in with a red. I'm going to do the Glamorous because it has roses on it. So I'm like, that's perfect. And I have an idea. I've done this before. I didn't grab a green, so I might run out quickly and grab one. I've stamped everything, but all I'm going to do now with my baby wipe is I'm going to remove the ink off of where the leaves are, and then I'm going to stamp it in green. We'll see how this looks. I hope it looks good. It doesn't have to be perfect either. Just see what I can remove. Okay, and then there's a leaf back here. And I accidentally removed. There we go. Okay, stamp that. Okay, I've got that. Now I'm going to, I just realized I removed pink off of something I wanted pink. So I'm going to add pink back to that because I don't know why I removed that. I want it pink. Okay, I'm going to go quickly run out and grab green. I will be, I promise you, like not even 20 seconds. I'm back. Was that 20 seconds? Okay, I've got green. Now I'm going to stamp my green. And opposite of what I just did, where the roses, I'm going to remove the green. So this should just be where the leaves are. And again, this is a bit of a grungier style, so if it's not perfectly stamped, it does not matter. I know I'm missing part of this stamp. Just add some green where I'm missing. Okay, that's enough. Stamp that down. All right. So that's how it looks so far. Now, this is a Versa Fine Clear ink. So this is water resistant. I will probably maybe do some watercoloring in here today. I think I've got time. Take my sentiment stamp and stamp this since I've got my platform out. Might do it right there or spread it out a little bit. I'm going to grab my card base just to see. I want to map, figure out how big it's going to be. That's good there. Okay. Now I'm going to do black for this one. Just because I worry that the pink will blend in too much with the background colors. So, got that. And that's enough. I don't need to stamp again. Okay, now I'm going to take this out and do a bit of watercoloring. So I have my Tim Holtz watercolor pencils. We do have these on the website as well, so you can check those out. I have these from Studio Light. These are watercolor brushes, so you just add water into the tube. Now, the nice thing about this is it does come with a push, little push spot. And I find that the water doesn't just run out on its own. So these have been my go-to watercoloring brushes. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick out the colors I want to color in my rose. So I'm going to start with this color. This is Festive Berries. That's a dark one. Yeah, I think I might honestly just try and use one color to watercolor today. Trying to see if there's any other colors that stand out. This one actually picked raspberry because it's that purpley, pinky, reddy color. I do just want to grab that because I might actually use both. We'll see what looks good together. I am going to start with this one. I don't know if I'm going to end up using that one. Okay. Got my brush here. I'm just taking if there's any color off. I'm going to add some water to my surface here. And then I'm just going to pick up some ink by just running it from the end to the tip. You can see my brush is now getting darker. One thing I like to do is have a scrap piece of paper. And I like to kind of just place it down to see, one, it's very pigmented, way more pigmented than I was anticipating. I actually will maybe bring my camera closer for you guys to see. Okay, hopefully that's okay there. Okay, so that's a bit too much, so I'm just going to pick up a bit more water, and that is better. It's not so vibrant. So I'm going to start in the dark areas, and I am no pro watercolor by any means. I just like to play and kind of see what works for me. And now I'm just going to take more color off and just drag it down. And it's just a kind of playing game. Just play with it. All right, and then I'm just going to go in again, pick up more of that color, test it out. It's a bit too pigmented, so I'll just take a little bit off. And where the flower dark areas are, I'll apply it there. And then as the color runs out, I will drag it down. Sometimes it does run out quicker than I want, like right now. And then if you are going to plan to use different colors, I do like to dry between using colors so they don't blend together. And usually I normally at the very end go back in and add that dark color. So the color I'm taking off, I will eventually end up keeping on the brush. And just add that. So you can see I added it right in that corner there. And then I'm now going to, since less is on, take a little bit off, take more off. That's too much still. There we go. And then just drag the color to the edge of the flower. Okay. Now, I don't know if you guys necessarily want to see me do this whole thing. Let me know if I will not be offended. Do not worry. If you want to watch me do the whole flower, or if you want me just to do the giveaway, let me know what you want. Do you want to stay to the end? We can do the giveaway now. Are you using watercolor paper? Yes, this is watercolor paper. I've used this, the watercolor pencil without watercolor paper, and it works great as well. But I'm basically just messily going into, since the background is already colored a bit, I'm not too worried about everything getting colored. And I'll focus it in the dark areas. And sometimes I don't even drag it all the way out to the edge. Sometimes it stays white. I'm happy to see you finish. All right. All right, I will continue then, and then you guys can see what the end of the flower looks like. So I'm in the middle, going to try and go more heavy-handed where the center of the flower is, because that's definitely going to be darker since there's more shadows inside the middle, whereas the edges of the flowers are going to be much lighter. So I honestly really like this color. I'm glad I picked the festive berries. That's like my favorite Christmas red berries color. When I do my poinsettias, it is always the festive berries. Again, I'm just taking a little bit of color off. And I can always go in and blend it more afterwards too, since it is a watercolor. If it's if I've got some harsh lines, just add more water and you're good. Blends very easily. And like right now, I'm gonna blend out. I've got, you can see right here, I did some brush strokes. Now I'm gonna take just basically mainly water with a tiny bit of ink and just blend those brush strokes out. Oh, this is such a pretty color. Okay, now where have I not colored? That's where I'm getting hard now. Where needs color. And I'm just gonna honestly just eyeball it again. Flowers are never perfect, so do not stress about it. And some pink here. Again, I've got too much. I'm gonna blend the brush strokes out. Okay, now I need to do some at the top because my top is looking very white, as you can see. And this actually should be a little bit darker. So just add darker colors in the middle. And then the top of the rose should stay light. So I've got to try and stay light-handed with that. To add a bit more. I could honestly do this all day. I love just color. I can't freehand draw, so coloring in stamps is ideal for me. I am that adult who likes to coloring books when I'm bored. I've always been a colorer. Where are you now? Did you wish to say? Where are you now? Oh, that's Shelly and Deanna talking to each other. I thought you were asking me something. Okay, I feel like that's good enough for, actually I've got one petal that I missed. Okay. That's good enough for the flower. You can see it's not perfect, but it definitely stands out more because it's colored in more like a flower. I will quickly just do some of the greenery because that is going to bug me. Again, I'm going to look through my colors and see. I think Rustic Wilderness might be the best color. Oops. For this. And if there's any more, actually mowed lawn might be better. I think I might end up using mowed lawn. Okay, that's good. It's a bit lighter. I'm gonna take that same brush and I'm just gonna wipe off on like a damp cloth and it comes clean very easily. Now I'm gonna wipe the pink off so I don't accidentally dip my green in the pink and make brown. There we go, got a wet brush. And it usually just takes a little bit of water to kind of activate it. There you go. Take the other side and color that in. Now this one, I do want to make sure I color it all in because I don't want the pink to show. I had, today I originally was going to do some paper rose, but that is, I think, arriving either it's already arrived while I've been on live or it's arriving today. So I did not get to do that. Next week, I think that's what I'm going to do is you can expect a paper rose. We also have Ciao Bella arriving. So it might be paper rose or Ciao Bella next week that I'm going to work with. Okay, now I am doing this not to my greatest ability, but I'm just going to color it enough so the green doesn't drive me crazy. I really like the softness of the card. Thank you, Shelly. Trying something a bit different. Okay, I'm almost done. All right, so that is the second card here. I think I have a card base here that I can cut it up and mount it onto. Do I have an A6 card base here? Maybe I don't. I thought I did. Nope. Okay, that's all right. I will not, I'll end up taking a photo after this is done and posting it. So you guys, when this is done, come back and look at the photo because I'll probably end up adding some pearls. Oh, you know what I wanted to add? Okay, we're not done this yet. Gesso. Okay, this is Jane Davenport's Joyful Gesso. We had an Art by Marlene one that sold out. It might be back in stock now. Gesso works. Any gesso will work for this. This one I like because it is already nice and liquidy. Now I'm going to grab another watercolor. I'm going to add a bit of water. I didn't mean watercolor. I meant to say water brush. Add a bit of water. Then I'm going to take the end of something that's hard. If I use my finger, it doesn't normally work as well. Don't want it too thick of blotches, so I'm going to try and move it from the camera. And I'm just tapping lightly on here. Pick up a bit more. I definitely did way too much gesso. I do not need that much for this. A little bit more in this corner. Now this is messy if you do this, so just be aware. Okay. Make sure you clean your brush off because it does get hard if you leave it. Learned that from personal experience. So I just wipe it off to make sure that there's no gesso on the brush, and then it's fine. I'll wipe that up so I don't get anything else messy. So that just adds some of those white dots that you can see. All right, again, I will finish this mounting it and I'll post it on our Instagram so you can see what it looks like when it's done. But I'm not done yet because I'm going to do a giveaway, and then I will show you the 2 cards we made on today's Facebook. For winging it, I am pretty proud of myself, I must say. I was not feeling the most inspired, but you guys helped me, so thank you. But yeah, I definitely am very happy with how this turned out. I did grab some things, so I'm going to pick a winner for this one. I'm going to do a commenter, so you can comment while I'm grabbing the prize. I think I'm going to do the 2 main things that I used today, the stamp, and then someone will get the die as well. So I'm going to pick a winner for this. I'll flip my camera back if I can find my mouse in all of this mess. All right, so for this one, I try and switch it up to make it more fair because I know some people can't type as fast when I ask questions. So I think this time I'm going to pick my favorite comment. I don't think I've done that yet. I'm going to pick my favorite. And I had a few that stood out. So I'm going to go back and make sure I didn't miss any comments because that is possible. Okay. Okay. I have so many good comments. Okay, I think I'm going to pick. This is so hard because you guys wrote so many nice comments today. You know what I'm going to do is there's one person on here who hasn't won anything yet. I know Sunny's won. I actually don't know if B's won. I know Deanna's won, and I know Karen, you've won too. So I'm going to eeny, meeny, miny, mo between Shelly and B. So eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by his toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And it was Shelly. I know, very random way to pick a winner, but congrats, Shelly. This will be sent with your next order. So it'll be sitting on my desk until you place an order. And I do check that pretty well every day. So Deanna, I do check for if you placed an order yet. Shelly, if your account is not under the name that you're using today, Shelly, if you don't mind just sending us an email or giving us a call just to let us know what your account name is. If it's not Shelly, I'm sure I can find it. If not, I'll try and message you back on Instagram, but I think I should be able to find you okay. All right, that is all I have. All right, I will see you guys next week. I hope you guys had fun. Thank you for sticking with me today. I've been doing a bit of a longer one the last two, but you guys seem to be enjoying it. So I think I'm going to keep sticking to this. I've been enjoying it too personally. My account is under Shelly. Okay, perfect. You'll be easy to find then. Thank you. Okay, I will see you guys next week. This will be sent with your next order, Shelly. And you guys, I'll post these sometime today. It'll be within the next 4 hours. Bye, everyone. Enjoy your weekend. Happy crafting.